What's up, y'all? Driver Eyes here once again. Hey, let's talk about something. I seen this shit yesterday. It was a poll, and it was rated by, I guess you'd call it rated. Well, it was by generations. You know, like the greatest generation, the Boomers, Gen X, Millennial, you know, so on and so forth. Excuse me, good coffee. But the poll showed an overwhelming amount of Gen Xers are Republican and are going to vote Republican. And there's people that's like, wow, why is all these people, why is all these Gen X, why are they going to vote Republican? Why? I don't understand. As a Gen Xer myself, born in 1975, so I'm like right in the middle because it's 65 to 85, right? I believe was Gen X. I'm going to tell you why. In the 60s, that's when the civil rights movement came into play, you know, and folks started actually paying attention to the Constitution instead of just what the government was telling them. They started paying attention to their rights. And they realized that there was a certain race of people, you know, several certain races of people that wasn't getting their fair shake in this country. So the civil rights movement occurred, okay? That was during Gen X, you know, or right, it was at the formation of Gen X was during that time. So at that point in time, schools changed because they started actually teaching about the civil rights movement and all this, and we learned about it, how it worked, who was for it and who was against it. I don't even have to say who was for it and who was against it, but I will. Democrats fought the hell out of it. Republicans were for it. Okay? That's just one piece of the reason why Gen X is mostly Republican. I'm going to tell you another reason. Censorship. Through the 70s and 80s, my generation witnessed a hell of a lot of censorship with our music. Okay? It was bad, and that opened eyes, because people are like, well, damn, they're censoring music now. You can't say this and you can't say that. Well, what happened to our First Amendment right of freedom of speech? So people started questioning that, and the big picture was they didn't like what. I mean, we could go all the way back to the Doors. Actually, they tried to censor the Doors. If you ever watched the Doors movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was like Two Live Crew, NWA, Body Count. The list goes on and on and on and on. I mean, there was a lot of folks getting censored in the 80s, early 90s. And it was a big thing. They had to put this warning label. That's where the warning label came from. That's on your music now. When you download music or buy music, it says explicit lyrics, parental advisory, and all that shit. That's where all that came from. But that was Democrats. Okay? And the thing was, if we let them censor our music, well, that's taking away First Amendment rights. You know, and it's not only the music that they're going to go at. You know, they went at girly magazines and shit like that too. But it didn't, none of it worked. You know, still got our point across. Still listen to the music. Because a lot of it was already out on cassette and CD and record. So they couldn't just go to everybody's house and get the shit. But nowadays, I mean, I guess they could stop you from downloading it, because that's where all music is, right? All the music I listen to is download it. And I mean, I have CDs and records and cassettes. I don't even have a cassette player, but I have some cassettes. I don't know why I still got them, but you know. But anyway, beyond that, they did that on the censors on the music. Then everybody was thinking, well, hell, they're trying to do this. What else have they been censoring? Come to find out, they've been censoring the news, newspapers, what you see on TV for years. For years. And it just, my generation brought this out in the open, and it was like, hey, look at these people. They're stepping on your rights, and they're hiding different information. They're hampering your ability to get information. They're still doing that to this day. That's what's up with the fact checkers. That's what's up with them kicking people off of social media and getting suspensions and for just saying shit, for just having an opinion. You know, I can speak on this wholeheartedly. I've got 2 strikes on my YouTube right now. I'm surprised that I'm even able to post videos. And every time they give me a strike on there, and you're allowed to comment back, I let them have it. I let them have it and tell them exactly how I feel. You know, and it's went from what happened in the 80s to now it's on social media. Our government has a hand in social media. That's coming abundantly clear now. You know, all you got to do is look up a little bit of shit and you'll realize that you know, the government's controlling what you watch on TV. They're controlling what you see on social media. They couldn't control the music on CDs and cassettes and records and stuff. They couldn't do that because it was something that you bought and they can't come in your house and get it. I mean, they probably could try, but they didn't, or they couldn't. You know, it didn't work. But that's why. That's just 2 of the reasons. You know, the civil rights movement. We saw who was against it and who was for it, and it's the same thing now. Who's against and who's for civil rights? Because I'll just throw Donald Trump up there. He never said, well, hey, I'm standing up for this group or you know, this race of people, or this. He stood up for Americans, just like Ronald Reagan did. Stood up for Americans in general. The left side, all they want to talk about is diversity and pinning people against each other, you know, putting people against each other. That's how they keep their power, is by keeping people mad at each other, so they do their little bullshit off in the background and nobody pays any attention, and they just keep adding fuel to the fire. Keep pointing out little dumb shit, you know, irrelevant stories, and they make a big deal out of it to hide what their actual agenda is. You know, they want to control us all. They want to enslave us all. That's the bottom line. You know, they are the party of slavery. They started it. They had a fucking civil war over it, y'all. It was the Democrats. Look it up before they take that shit away and you're not able to learn history. You know, I don't even know what kind of history they teach in schools now. I have some grandkids. I would love to go in and sit through some history classes. I would love to do that just to see, you know, just to be a fly on the wall, man, and just see what they're teaching and what the teacher's talking about and what information they're actually getting that is true and what is not. I'd love to see that. I might try to work that out. That might be a pretty cool deal. But anyway, that's all I got for this, y'all. Hey, God bless America. If you're American, I love you. If you're a fucking human. No, I'm not going to say that because there's some dumb bastards out there. But, hey, America, y'all. It's Jai Ross. Later.